when did I decide to start data journalism and why? So I think it's important to note over here as well. So I wouldn't classify myself as a data journalist. I kind of sit in between the intersection of the Guardian between technology and data. We have a data team, we have a technology team, and so the data team will write articles using data, and I'll write articles about data. And I think it's that different aspects. So for example, while the data team and the Guardian will kind of create these incredible visualizations using specific data from the government, I might go and have a look at specific aspects of data and say, oh, that's really interesting because of this, or oh, look at this company that's using data, and here's why it impacts you, or here's why it's specifically interesting, or here's what you might be able to do with that. What made me get into it? I didn't answer that. What made me get into it? A mixture of just being really interested in technology, I guess, was the main aspect, because that's when I do tend to write about data journalism or data, it's generally about technology and technology companies and what they're doing, and we're getting to the stage where everyone's collecting these huge amounts of data, so it's interesting to look at what exactly they are doing, and I think that was just born from that interest and wanting to know more. Oh, the best story I've written from data. There've been a few. I guess one of the interesting things was a while ago last year I wrote about the UK GDP. It wasn't anything particularly impressive or crazy, but it was just making it accessible. Not everybody really cares about what the UK GDP is, or if they do, they don't know why they should care. And so having those charts alongside it, I think, was quite interesting. One of the things I found more interesting actually is turning a report, a big 38-page report, and breaking it down into charts and GIFs, and saying, okay, here's the things you really do need to care about, and here's the things that are interesting from the report. How has networking been important in increasing my skill? Incredibly. And I say that because every time I've gone an intern somewhere, and I've done a lot of them now, it's important really to stay in touch with people, make sure that people know who you are, be really curious when you are doing these things, because people realise that, and then when you get to that stage when you want some help or you're not entirely sure about how they did something, you can ask them, and as long as you're nice about it, they will help you, because I think that inherently journalists aren't competitive creatures, but they are quite helpful and they want to help make these stories interesting.